All right, everybody, it's Scoots here, and I wanted to show you how to add the Acast feed, your patron feed, I call it the Acast feed, to a podcast app that's not listed. So the first thing you need to do, which you won't see on my screen, is go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/patron feed from your phone or your tablet, then log into Patreon using your password and Patreon login, and then you'll go to this screen. It'll pop up. If it doesn't pop up, it might mean there's an issue with your account. So I would email Patreon or make sure your payment info is up to date. But if you get to this screen, you just click allow, and there it's loaded. Now you can open it right away in Acast, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Downcast, Overcast, or Radio Public. If you're on Android, you might see even other things, but let's say I'm going to show you on two apps. I don't recommend these apps, but I'm just showing you how to do it on two apps in case you use a podcast app that's not listed here. If you're looking for a podcast app to use, I always recommend Pocket Casts or Overcasts. Pocket Cast is on Android and on Apple, and Overcast is just on Apple. Okay, so all you need to do to copy your RSS feed below is touch this thing on the right here. Then I'm going to go to Castro. I'm going to start with Castro. You see it's already here in Discover, paste URL. It pasted the URL. Now you just have to wait a few minutes while it loads the feed because the feed is very, very large. Occasionally you'll have to do this twice just because, again, the feed has so many episodes in it, it can crash a podcast app. So then I'm going to go to Castbox, which is one of the apps, and all I'm going to do is go to the top of the screen here, and I'm going to click paste. So I'll click search and give it a few minutes. It does take a while for it to look up and parse the feed because there's so many items in the podcast feed, and you may have to try to do it more than once to get it to work. There you go. It took a few seconds. Then what you want to do is subscribe. And it will, if you don't see all the items in the feed, it is going to take a little while for Castbox to populate them. But you click subscribe, and eventually, like in a few minutes, it'll look up all the episodes. Yeah, it's loaded and subscribed, and that's it. So if you have another app and you tried and it didn't work, I would either check the app's website or go to YouTube and put in whatever the name of your app is and add custom RSS, and there probably a YouTube video about it. But yeah, that's it. It's pretty simple. The other thing you do if you're trying to use the feed somewhere else is paste it in, text it to yourself, or paste it into a notes app, and then you could, if you want to put it in somewhere else later. Do not paste it anywhere publicly, though. I've seen a couple of people do this. This is linked to your account and your account only. So yeah, that's it. And you'll be all set to go to listen to your bonus content. If you already have an app that you're really dedicated to that isn't on that list, this is how to do it. Thanks, everybody.